Okay, we're going to complete this. Yesterday I kind of showed it to you quickly. This is what we were building yesterday. So do you have your data in this structure? Have you, I'm assuming we kind of went a little fast after creating the data, that is joining the data and just adding the min and the max values. Is that where we are?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm just going to add the min and the max values. One second, it's taking a little time. Okay, we're adding max x. We drag it, convert the max to minimum. This max should be a pi. The mark type for this should be a pi. For this max, for this minimum, the mark type should be a circle. And I convert this into a dual axis. And I change this axis to -1 to +1. But first of all, let me synchronize the axis, then I'll change it. First, I'll synchronize the axis. So I see two circles. Is this the point where everybody is, or have you been able to change this as well, editing the axis? Is everybody here till this point?
No, sir. So we have just converted the shape into a circle and a pie.
Okay. So you be seeing, you see it like this,
Yes, sir.
right? Click on minimum and click dual axis, rather, yeah, dual axis. In minimum, you'll see this option for dual axis. Everybody did this? Converted this into dual axis.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the next step is right click and synchronize axis. On the right hand side, right click the secondary axis and click on synchronize axis. So you should see these two circles. Do you see the two circles?
Done, sir.
Very good. Now edit the axis and fix it to -1 to +1. Let me know once you're done.
Yes, sir, done.
Very good. Let's change this to entire view. You see the option at the top. Instead of standard, we'll create entire view. So you'll see this completely. Everybody is seeing it in the entire view.
Oh, yes, sir.
Right. In the marks for the minimum, remove the measures from color. Remove the measure name from color. Convert this color to white. Everybody has it?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now let's go to max. Here also we'll remove the color from measure and increase the size of the chart. Everybody sees the graph like this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's start adding these points one by one. Okay. In this order. We'll start adding this in this order. First, we'll add X to size. Sales to angle. Category to color. We'll drag it at the bottom. X to size, sales to angle, category to color. Let me know if you see a graph like this.
So how will that affect the graph? Like you said, drag the category to the bottom.
So yesterday we had seen this. If I move this at the top, this changes completely. Based on this order, it is sorting this first and then it is doing this. So if I put the sort in the end, okay, this member in the end, it is sorting it after this stepwise. Make sense?
Okay.
Understood? If I move this at the top, right? See, it is sorting the data based on the member first. So your graph looks very different. I don't want it this way. I want it first by category, then it is sort based on this sort formula, then at the SB level, then at this member. That is when I get this data like this. Okay. Do you see the data like this? Do you see the graph like this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we'll see. We have to add sort, SB level, and SB member. There are no, there isn't a way in which you can, if I add another SB member over here in color, it is going to replace it. So what we have to do is, we have to add sort, SB level, and SB member to detail. Sort to detail, SB level to detail, and SB member to detail.
Done, sir.
Okay. Now, over here, right, you see these three dots next to this SB member. Click on that and change it to color. Your graph will become very different. Everybody sees this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now click on this color and add a white border.
Done, sir.
Alright, now let's add the sort value. So click on this uh, click on sort and then again sort. So you'll see a pop-up like this. And we'll, instead of this date sort by data source, we'll choose the field. We'll make this descending and we'll choose the field total sales.
Yes, sir. Done.
Same way, add the sort for member. Instead of data source, choose field descending and total sales. So you should see like this. You see the values are reducing in terms of sales for each of these in the last. So this is your Sunburst chart. I'm just going to save it. Everybody got the Sunburst chart? Anybody who hasn't got it?
Sir, what does this represent? I mean, where do I use it?
So yesterday, right, in Excel we had seen this. You can show your data. It's like a drill down in terms of specific sales. So I am seeing the breakdown of technology. What is the sales of technology? What is the sales of office supplies and furniture? Okay, that is the same thing I see over here. In terms of technology, what is the sales? What is the sales in terms of furniture? And what is the sales in terms of office supplies? If I go to the next level, in terms of furniture, I have chairs. Okay, in terms of this category, then subcategory is there. Okay, then tables, then bookcases, then furnishings. Within each of them, I want to know the sales. What is the maximum sales? So if I want to know which is the maximum sales of bookcases, I know this is the value. In terms of Riverdale Royal Lawyers bookcase, this is the maximum sales in bookcases. If I want to know, so I am drilling down in one graph itself rather than having a drill down, click, click, click. I can see this automatically. In terms of copiers, the maximum sale of copiers is Canon image class 2200. Make sense?
Yes, sir. Understood. Understood.
If you have any other data like this, where you have 3 levels or 4 levels like this, you can definitely go ahead and try that. It's more in terms of how do you represent the data. Clear, everybody? So I'm opening the last file which we had, which we were working on, map of Europe, the scatter plot. I think there was a mistake in that. Let's try and correct that. taking some time to open. Alrighty, it's open twice. Okay, last time I think we had created this graph, right? We had created this graph, and for this customer scatter plot, there was an error. I was not able to apply this year order. I was not able to apply rather this filter from here, apply to worksheets to another sheets. The reason for that was when we had joined the data. Okay, let's see if I see that information over here. Otherwise, I'll have to create this again. Are you guys using public or are you using desktop, Tableau desktop?
Desktop, sir.
Okay. We had joined something right over here. Yes, we had did a join. So there, we might not have done it this way. If I remember it clearly, we had just dragged it and we had done a join like this, right? This is what we had done. So we need to fix this. Can you go to the data source? Okay. Okay, can you go to the data source and remove this order breakdown from here? Let me know if you have done that. We're going to do the join correctly.
Yes, sir. Done.
Okay. So how do I join it? Need to double click this and then drag orders. We're going to use the inner join only. We're going to double click this and then join orders. Anybody did this?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Now if you go to map of Europe, okay, click this. Now you should be able to apply this worksheet to all using this data source. Apply this filter to all using this data source. Did we create this customer scatter plot?
So that plot, I don't have it. I don't think I saved it.
You have this, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's create this customer scatter plot again. Remove this, remove this. We just have sales and profit. Sales and profit. This is automatic. You might be seeing it as a bar or anything. Actually, you might be seeing just one dot. Do you see just one dot when you add sales and profit?
Exactly, sir.
Yes. What you need to do is remove this aggregate measures from here. Go to analysis, remove the aggregate measures. So you should see a plot like this. Do you see it? Do you see the data like this?
Yes, sir.
Remember we had created the calculated field profit margin. So drag profit margin onto color.
Done, sir.
Can you check this color? If the color is, I have used red blue diverging and I have clicked on advanced and chart to end is minus 0.5 to plus 0.5.
So how did you set the limits?
You click on advanced. You see this option, if I click on the start and end, I can change this value. Minus 0.5 to plus 0.5.
Done, sir.
Alrighty. Okay, so now you can actually create a dashboard, and if you add a filter on this, you should be able to drill down for a particular location. Create a dashboard with these two graphs and add a filter on the map of Europe. Let me know if you're facing any issue creating the dashboard.
So we got it.
You're able to drill down, right?
Yes, sir.
You can fix this particular if you want to. Okay, if you want to, you can fix this range. Okay, what is happening now is it's randomly choosing this information. If I fix it this way, now what is going to happen, wherever I click, I will see the ranges over here at this point itself in terms of the sales, the scatter plot, right? I can see the scatter at the same location. When this was not fixed, what was happening, though it looked good, see this position is changing based on the data. You can keep it dynamic also, but again, if you want to fix this, you can do that. Make sense? Alright, thank you. Now let's see what data we have over here. Yeah, this is the sales data, right? Let's say I want to create a graph. I have this order date. I'm going to make this date as month. Okay, I have this month and I have profit. I have a graph like this. Instead of this profit, now I want to see another graph for discount. Okay, I want to see another graph for discount. We are going to use something called as a parameter, which can help me dynamically change this value of profit, discount, quantity, sales, profit margin for whatever matter, whatever that value might be. Okay, understood what you're going to do? Instead of profit, now I want to see quantity. So I'll see quantity. Instead of this, I want to see sales. I'll see sales. I want to see discount. I'll see discount. I want to do this dynamically. So we are going to use something called as a parameter. Understood? So let's do this. Let's create a parameter. Let's see what we can do. Calling it dynamic values. I'm choosing a list over here. Do you see this pop up? Click over here, create a parameter. Instead of all, select list. Do you see this pop up?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we are going to create our own list. If the value is 1, we want to display discount. The value is 2, we want to display profit. The value is 3, we'll display quantity. The value is 4, we'll display sales. Let's see, hopefully this will work. Okay, I will open one more Tableau. Why does it ask me again and again? So if you show this, right, if I click on show this value, show parameter, you will see this control. See, for one we had shown discount, two we had shown profit, four we had shown sales, like this. But nothing is happening over here, right? Nothing is happening over here. What we need to do is we are going to create another calculated field. We're going to create a calculated field. When we're going to call it values, we're going to write a case statement, case dynamic values. When one, then we have to select discount, and two, then profit, and three, then quantity, and four, then sales, and n. When I am changing this value 1, 2, 3, 4, right, underlying the value is 1. So when I am choosing 1, I want to use the field discount. When I am choosing 2, I want to use the field profit. When in 3, I want to use quantity. When 4, I want to use sales. Create a calculated field like this. You able to create this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's press OK. Remove this profit from rows and drag values into rows. Now if I change this graph changes. Understood? You see it? You see, we made it dynamic. We created this graph dynamically for 4 different values. Everybody has this? You see this graph in this way?
Yes, sir.
Right. Let's create one more thing. Now I am showing this date and I am showing the sales. Actually not this date, let's just look at sales. Sales. I want to show you 1 second. Give me a second. Okay. This is like a histogram. What I did was just click a particular, I'll remove this. I clicked on right click on sales and create bins. You've seen a histogram, by the way. Do you know what is a histogram?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Right click and create the bins which are there in the histogram. So you can choose the size of the bin, whatever you want. 201 for now. And I'm going to put size like this. Sales and this. Create a graph and invert it like this. So I see this value. I can change the size of the bin. So if I change the size, this changes. The graph will change. And here also I can create a parameter if I want to dynamically change the size of the bin. If you notice over here, when you edit this, I can choose a parameter. I can choose a parameter, current value like this, minimum this. Okay, sales parameter. And I can do it this way. Should I repeat what I did?
Yes, sir, please.
This bin, what we had was, we had created it by using a value 200. So I have my graph like this. I'm going to delete this. Instead of this, I want to use a parameter. So what I do, I will edit this. Here it gives me an option, create a new parameter. And I can create, here it is giving me a range. It is giving me a range. I can add my own range. Let's say I wanted 200 and my step size should be 200. Okay. Or for that matter, minimum 200 minimum and step size 100. So it is using it from this sales bin parameter. And I click OK. I see this value over here. I can type the value. I would rather use it as a slider. So now instead of this, I can dynamically see how this graph changes. Everybody got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's about it from Tableau. Obviously, there are quite a lot of things which you can do, which you can learn, but I think this gives you a good and decent start. I'm just going to show you the data which is there for each of you, each group. If I'm not mistaken, there are 4 groups, right? Or 3? How many groups are there? 3 or 4?
4 groups.
Okay, one second. The data is similar in the sense the fields are similar for everybody, but the data is different for everybody. So let's say if I look at this file, there are almost 3000 data elements in this. You need not use 3000 data elements. See what you find relevant, you can use them. Not 3000, probably you might just be using 10 or 15 of them to create a decent dashboard. So this data is for a dialysis center in US. It is available publicly. It is present on CMS's website. Let's see how quickly this opens. Please bear with me for a minute. Here you have the hospital number, the NPI, the name of the chain, what is the modality. These are the modalities which you see over here. One second. Yeah, it's just one modality for this particular facility, but the main data is this. If I look at this, right, average patient age. If I search for age, I have this average age. I have these values. Okay, I have these values which you see. It is there for 4 years, 15, 16, 17, 18. For 4 years, the average age of the patient is this. Then if I choose any other value total readmissions, right? If I look at readmissions, you can see the total readmissions like this: 43, 42, 31, 39. There are quite a lot of fields over here. So I would want you to think of what and how you could possibly represent, obviously not all of this data, but at least 10 to 15 different fields like this. Okay, and try and create a dashboard. It's like an enterprise dashboard where people can look at that information and see that. There is also a kind of a report that I shared, a dynamic report, which is there. It's there as an attachment in the other zip file that I've shared. So that will give you an idea how that report kind of looks like. Let's see if I'm able to open it, I'll show that also. But does this give you a decent idea of what is the kind of data you have? One second. It's taking a little time. Sorry for this. Oh boy. Interesting. My laptop is hanged. Let me stop recording for a second.